All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're back at it. Got the latest update, a little summer fun courtesy of Tesla with the latest update 20.4.1, which brings the Beach Buggy Racing 2 Tesla Edition video game to the Model 3, Model S, and Model X, as well as a new application launcher. We'll talk about that. Display brightness has already been out in the last release, the previous release, so no need to touch on that, but let's jump right into it. First, let's jump into the application launcher, which you see right here. Shows a whole host of new updates, specifically that now you have a daytime and a nighttime mode for the application launcher. It's white for daytime mode. If you were to go ahead and switch to night mode, the application launcher is now black. Before it was always black. Now it's black when it's in night mode and white when it's in day mode. Okay. This application launcher also adds two new icons here for Toy Box and Arcade. Toy Box was what was previously known as the Easter eggs. When you press this button, it brings up the menu for the Easter eggs. Now they've put it in this Toy Box, or referred to it as the Toy Box, so you can access it here, which is easier if your hand is in this general vicinity. But more importantly, we have the Tesla Arcade, which is the host of video games that Tesla has made available to you. And they've had these video games before, but primarily they were Atari level games in terms of the graphics, lower bitrate games. But now it's going to introduce this new Beach Buggy racing game, which is a new 3D racing game, which adds new graphics and shows more potential for the processing power of the car. Okay, so now what happens is the car is in park, and now I can activate this menu and select a specific game. I'm going to choose Beach Buggy 2. Racing game. It's going to give me a little bit of disclaimer and information about the game. It's going to be very much like a Mario Kart type game, racing game with power-ups and other items to help you combat your opponents and try to win the race. All right, when I click the start for the touch screen, you'll also note, in addition to all the fingerprints on my screen, you'll also note that there's a disclaimer here that lets you know that this game utilizes the steering wheel and the brake pedal, and that you should not let kids play this unattended. Okay, so what that means is when this video game is activated, it's going to basically focus its attention on the game and use the steering wheel and the pedal to be able to activate the car. And when you actually go ahead and leave the game, you'll be back into the car itself, and the potential for a child to either push the gear stalk and put it in gear or do something else is there. So definitely keep that in mind. Not too sure I would let a kid, play this by themselves, or play this even often, just because they have to sit in the driver's seat. And if you're at a supercharger charging, that means you yourself have to go out and do something else, or sit in the passenger seat and watch the kid play. Maybe I'll play myself, but maybe that's just me. Press OK, and what happens? Okay, first, the instrument cluster turns off so that all the focus is on the touch screen, which is pretty good. And I think because this is a graphically intensive game, that the actual car itself, or the processor that's going to run this car, the MCU if you will, is going to need all of its attention to be able to focus on this. Nice little load screen coming up. We've got a new menu. So we have a hamburger menu, which lets you select multiple games if you want to switch out of this game. We've had the volume control, and we've also got the exit button to exit the game. Looking at the screen right here, we've got your car here. This is my car here, the black Tesla kit if you will. My little character, I guess I get to play as, and then we have some settings here. Let's take a look. Music volume, turn it up, turn it down, we'll keep it down. Sound effect volume, and then steering sensitivity. This is an important one because the sensitivity of the steering wheel is going to be indicative of how much your wheels actually turn. Because you're using the steering wheel to turn, this is going to indicate how much the wheels outside in your car, obviously, are turning. So you want to be careful, you want to be cautious. The more sensitive it is, the more the wheel is going to articulate as you turn the wheel. The less sensitive it is, the less it will actually turn. I'm going to keep it down here just so my wheels don't turn that much. So two things to note here. One, you want to make sure that your wheels are clear of debris. That's part of the disclaimer that Tesla told, because you don't want nails or rocks or other things to be able to get caught up in the tread of your tire, potentially causing a puncture. So that's the one thing. The other thing you want to make sure you want to do is you're not near a curb, because if you're too close to a curb, have high sensitivity on, you turn the wheel, you could potentially curb your rims. So be mindful of that, be careful of that, and just be safe. Okay, so I'll keep the sensitivity down low. We'll go back, jump right into the game, select the player. I'll choose this guy and give it a whirl. I'll try this one. My best time was 1:14 here. I'll try to outdo my performance here. Go here. It loads again. I get ready to play. Now, because this is S and X, the screen is vertical. So we have the screen up here and then you have controls down here. Model 3 has the one screen, so the controls are overlaid on the screen. So this is kind of cool. Okay. And we're off. All right, so this is kind of weird because we have to use the brake to brake and it's always accelerating. That's different from typical racing games where you sort of press the accelerator. But I think it's a good thing because it helps prevent you from, or prevent kids from potentially pressing the accelerator when the game is disengaged. I think that's a safety feature, and I'm happy to have it. But a little disorienting for me to play a game where you just press the brake and not the accelerator. We'll see how we can do here. This guy's really close to me, Starman, Spaceman, whatever your name is. See if I can't give him something. He threw something in my way, I threw something in his way. Let's see what we got here. Try to see through the mask. All right, doing pretty good. First place. Don't know what this thing does, but wow, okay. This guy slowed me down. Got the cop mode, that's pretty cool. Puts a little bit of a boost on it. Okay. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. Not as good as my last time, but I still got first place. All right, so there you have it. That's Beach Buggy Racing 2 by Tesla, or by another developer, ported over to the Tesla system running on this engine, which is pretty awesome. So good job. Let me know in the comments what you think about the game, if you've got it already, if you didn't get it. I know some people who haven't got it, they need to get the previous update first, 20.2.1 or 20.1 or something like that, and then after that you'll get the 20.4.1, which is this game. Okay, so leave your comments below. Let me know what your best time was. Either way, subscribe, like, and share. We'll catch you in the next video.